Hey, LeBron, at this point, just nobody in NBA history that knows how to prepare for a season. Vince Carter, literally the only one, right, that had year 22, and he was playing in a bit more of a limited role. How do you approach it? Is it the same way that you always do because it has worked like this, or has that changed a little bit, especially in an Olympic year, when you're able to accomplish that as well?
Well, I'm a little bit more advanced, in the Olympic year. So, like in '04 when I went into my second year, '08, 12, and now, 24. Just because I've been playing all summer, pretty much. So, a little bit more advanced in everything. So, excited about that. Excited about getting to work tomorrow, and should be fun. Should be fun. Really fun.
Yeah, LeBron, good to see you again. Good luck this year. What's your level of excitement and anticipation of playing with your son?
It's a lot of excitement. Just pure joy, to be honest, to be able to come to work every day. Put in the work, hard work with your son. Every day, and be able to see him continue to grow. We push each other. He pushed me, I push him. We push our teammates and vice versa. So, just a very joyous, moment for not only for myself but for our family. And starting here today with media day. We've been in a couple photo booths. Did an interview over there with Spectrum. That was pretty cool. So it's pretty awesome. Gives you a lot of life. It gives you a lot of life, especially when you're around young guys. I had a lot of fun, this summer with Ant-Man and Tyrese Halliburton and some of the young guys on the team. And they give you a lot of energy, a lot of life. So to be able to be alongside him, he's 19 years old, be 20 soon in October, it just gives you some more life and the rest of the young guys on the team. So it's awesome.
Hey, LeBron. When we did this last year, it was coming off an off season where after you guys had been swept by Denver, you hinted at retirement. You were beat up pretty badly physically. How different is your energy level at this stage, and kind of what's also your big picture view for yourself? Is a part of you think maybe this could be the last season, or have you started to think about that legacy type stuff?
Well, I'm definitely not as beat up as I was last time. I feel damn good. I had a great summer. Body, was responded very well overseas, along with Team USA. So took care of that, and I kept that going. After even when we stopped playing, I kept it going. So I feel really good physically. Mentally, I feel really good, really sharp, very fresh. Looking forward to getting to work tomorrow. Have not thought about what the future holds. Kind of just living in the moment, especially with Bronny being here too. I don't want to take this moment for granted. I've always kind of never gave myself an opportunity to kind of just like, take in the moments. But this is a moment that I may, enjoy a little bit more than just like my actual self. But I do feel good going into the season. Going into training camp tomorrow, I feel good. I feel, more advanced, like I said, with an Olympic year.
Speaking of the Olympics, LeBron, one of the moments that you guys were able to accomplish over there in Paris, it seems like you've allowed yourself a bit this offseason to revel in it. The tattoo, the change in your avatar, reflecting on it. You've shared some photos from your guys' accomplishments over there. What did it mean for you, and did it add any fuel in the tank? Not that I'm suggesting it was waning, but it was like I got to feel that championship feeling, that gold medal feeling, and did it have any kind of impact on how much longer you could play in the NBA?
Well, I definitely got an opportunity to just like enjoy the moment, enjoy what we were able to do, what we were able to accomplish. When you're along 11 other unbelievable, great talents, some of the best talent we've ever seen, it gives you like a lot of joy to be able to play the game, play it at a high level, come to work every day, push each other, and for myself individually to go out there at my age, the miles that I have, and to be able to play at the level I played at. It gave me like, okay, even more like a sense of, okay, I do have a lot in the tank, a lot, and I can help a big part of a team win the ultimate and whatever, if it's gold or if it's a Larry O'Brien trophy or whatever the case may be, I could still get it done. So that was pretty cool, just from an individual standpoint, to know that you could be out there with the best players in the world and still be able to have a big part of it, not only on the floor but off the floor too. So that was dope.
LeBron, you're coming off a career year from your three-point percentage. JJ's talked about you taking more threes, playing off the ball a little bit more, stuff you've done in the past. But what have those conversations been like between you two in terms of like your role and maybe it shifting a little bit this season, if at all?
My role is whatever it takes for our team to win. I mean, listen, I can do whatever. I can literally do whatever on a basketball floor, so it's not hard to plug me into whatever that game, whatever, that moment needs to entail, or, so if it's me playing off the ball and JJ want me to shoot more threes, or if it's me playing on the ball and getting guys involved, I can literally do everything out on the basketball floor. So, I think it worked well for our team.
LeBron, your relationship with JJ has evolved from competitor to podcast partner, now player coach. What have you learned in those evolutions, in those steps? And I guess specifically what have you learned, I know it's early stages, but just these past few months in that player coach relationship about JJ specifically?
Well, we haven't got the work yet. We've had like our individual workouts and things of that nature, but we haven't actually had practice. But I know from being alongside of him and, having our pods and being a competitor, I know that he's detailed, super detailed when it comes to that. And I know our coaching staff is detailed from, going against them in the past and things of that nature. So that's what it's all about. I think, putting the work in and being detailed and us knowing exactly what we need to do when we go out on the floor, not only in a game situation, but practice, shoot-arounds, film sessions, everything. That's something I know just because of my relationship previously before he became the head coach of the Lakers.
Hey, LeBron. I think when people talk about your length of career, they think about all the physical endurance you've had, but what's underrated is the mental hurdles of getting through the monotony of doing the same thing year after year after year. You mentioned Bronny giving you some additional life. What are some of the ways that you think playing with him and just sort of having that new idea and that new challenge and that new relationship on the team are going to help you deal with all of that stuff?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's the first time, so I don't know. But I think just in the sense of just seeing, him continue to grow as a basketball player, no matter if it's here up, with us or if it's, down with the G League team, and him continue to get better and better and better. I don't know what that even looks like. His job is to, put the work in, get better and better, just like the rest of us. And we want to hold him accountable. He's going to hold us accountable. And everybody, if we all do that, we'll all get better, because we're all one team, We're a reflection of the South Bay. South Bay is a reflection of us, So if we're all getting better and we're all preaching the same things, then it all works in everybody's favor. So, there's no substitution for hard work and continue to grow and stacking days. And I know he's going to do that because that's just what he's about.
Hey, Bron, good to see you. Ahead of this historic moment, you mentioned that you and Bronny discussed certain things such as, he's not allowed to call you dad on the court. What other things have you guys discussed behind the scenes to make this milestone work? And in addition to that, we all know when you expressed that this dream started for you, but personally, when did you decide it was your dream to play with your son?
Well, I mean, we don't, to be honest, if you have kids, I'm at my age and his age, there's not really much interaction going on a day-to-day basis. I mean, he comes down, he eats, he goes to his room, plays a video game. I'm down there with my wife, we watching a movie, I stop in. So it's not much like, hey, meet me at the table at 5 o'clock, we need to discuss work tomorrow. No, that doesn't happen. But I mean, he's been in this rim of the game of basketball since he was born, obviously. I've played in the NBA longer than he's been alive. So, he understands the nuances of it as far as just being around the game, but now he's a man and it's time for him to learn and get better with that. So I guess I don't know if he's even coming up here, you can ask him the questions of how he feels about it. I know I'm super happy for him. Our family's super proud of him. And, that's pretty much it. I mean, if we get a couple opportunities out on the floor throughout the course of the season, obviously that's going to be amazing. It'd be awesome, we wait for that moment when it happens and then go from there.
You mentioned the joy, being in the moment. Was there something this offseason with the game of basketball that you were reintroduced to that you might have lost touch with?
that I lost touch with? No, I don't ever lose touch with with the game of basketball. But it felt damn good to play. It felt great to play meaningful basketball, like literally play for the highest level. We had like 2 Game 7s back to back, one versus Serbia and then that last one versus France, where it was like oh shit, this is why those text messages went out. This is why those calls happened. That fire and desire was brought back to me. That I was like, okay, this is what it was all about. This is why we all came together and called ourselves the Avengers. To have that feeling again, where you're playing like meaningful, real, every possession means something. If you make a mistake, it burns you. Things like that. That was good to relive that moment. Going against those 2 great teams.
Hey, LeBron, to flip it a little bit, actually quite a bit. I'm sure you saw the news about Dikembe Mutombo today, a player you competed against. Just any memories you have about interacting with him on the floor, and just kind of your reaction.
Yeah, first of all, my condolences goes to him, to his family. And obviously, anytime a loved one is, gone, then it's a lot on the family. So, my condolences and well wishes goes to his family. Also goes to the NBA community as well. He's such a as a big part of the NBA. When you're growing up and you think about like iconic moments in playoff history, you think about when they played the Supersonics and it was the 8th seed, and you just remember him getting that last rebound, those last blocks, and just holding that basketball on his back and in amazement. So. My fondest memory of Dikembe Mutombo, he fractured my face on my birthday in Cleveland with an elbow. I never even got an opportunity to tell him about that. But yeah, I don't remember how old I was in Cleveland, my first stint. And I think I was turning 22 maybe. He was in Houston. You guys can do the research. Yep, he was in Houston. And I went to the hole and caught one of those Dikembe elbows. And if anybody know about the Dikembe elbows, they do not feel good. He fractured my face, and I went to the hospital that night, and I wore a mask for a little bit. Yeah, so that is my memory of Dikembe. I appreciate it.
Hey, Anthony, you've always been careful to say you're not super interested in the stuff about MVP, DPOY, individual awards. But your new coach, J.J. Redick, did bring up that he has those kind of thoughts about what your season could bring. Coming off the success with Team USA, coming off your last 2 seasons individually and as a team, what is your mindset coming in to play for J.J. alongside the rest of the guys and as you pursue a prime season for yourself?
Just continue to do what I've been doing. Obviously the main focus is staying healthy and staying on the floor. The rest, as far as individual accolades and things like that, I just let it take care of itself. I don't stress too much over that. It's not like I'm in consideration for things anyway. I don't know how, but I don't let that bother me. I just go out there and play basketball and focus on our team wins. And if we're able to, get enough of those and play very well at a high level as a unit, I'm pretty sure that stuff will happen, but that's not my focus.
AD, I've got a quick one for you and a bigger picture one. How are you feeling after your summer? A little bit of a different thing with the Olympics. And then secondly, this roster. It's basically the same as last year. What needs to change for the result to be different with this group?
I feel good. Felt great all summer. Obviously in the Olympics. But as far as the roster question, just health, to be honest. Gabe missed a big part of last season. Vando missed a huge part of last season. So I think health is just, Chris Seawood, missed last season, most of last season with his injury. So I think just health. I think, we did a good job, obviously. Even in the playoffs, we just weren't able to finish games. But, having some of our key players that we needed down the stretch, not being available just kind of hurt us. So I think, health would be the biggest thing for us to really get a great feel of what we can do with this team and see what we can be.
Hey, D. JJ's talked about using you more as like a playmaking hub around the elbows and top of the arc. What have those conversations been like with his vision for your offensive role, and how comfortable are you stepping up and just having the ball more at the top of the key?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been comfortable in that role. Every team that I've played on, or going back to New Orleans, have always caught the ball in the middle of the floor, just kind of directing the offense and things like that. So that would be nothing new. But as far as conversations, we had a couple. I mean, obviously, busy summer and things like that. But I'm pretty sure our conversation would be a little bit more, in depth as the season has now started. We can able to get on the floor, kind of go over things, talking, communicating about how we want things to work, what I like, what I don't like, what he likes, what he envisions, and kind of build around that, especially with the roster that we have. So, but I'm very comfortable with having the ball and playmaking from anywhere on the floor.
AD, Rob mentioned a couple of months ago that you chose to be heavily involved in the coaching search, which led to JJ being hired. What stuck out to you about JJ? What did you know about him as a competitor? What have you learned about him in the past couple of months in the player-coach relationship now?
I mean, JJ played the game. He was able to. I didn't have many conversations with JJ actually. It was more just so with Rob, but Rob was telling me all these things about JJ, and obviously it was. I was giving my input on how I felt. Obviously, is different by him being a first-time coach and head coach, so that's a little different. But the principles that he was and the schemes that he wanted to bring into my organization just kind of stood out to me, and I kind of just relate that to Rob and let Rob kind of do his job from there.
Yeah, Jim Hill, KKL 9. Good to see you again. How important is patience? Because you have a lot of variables this year. So how important is patience in getting everything the way that you want?
Patience is key. I mean, we're not going to rush anything. The good thing is we do have a lot of the same players back from last year, that continuity, so we're able to kind of speed roll some things. But then we also have a new coaching staff, which takes time, to get adjusted to that, the coaches to get adjusted to us. But we're focused on the details coming in and getting better each and every day, each practice, each shoot around, each preseason game right now, and, let the rest kind of take care of itself. But, we're not trying to skip any steps.
AD, you guys were a playing team the last couple of years, and the West is crowded, and in many ways some would say it got even better in the off season. How do you kind of view your place in things, and how do you kind of focus on the necessary steps? You mentioned attention to detail without, kind of getting lost in the big picture.
Yeah, the West is tough. The West has always been tough, 1 through 15. So for us, we can't, like I said, get too excited for a win, too low for a loss. We have to come in and, stay even keel. Like I said, that continuity helps, building off last year with the team that we had. But I think if we're healthy and we're able to stay healthy throughout the entire season, we could be a top team in the West. The stuff that we're able to do on both ends of the floor, and then you add in Gabe and Vando and Seawood, I think that helps. But, if we get hit by the injury bug again, then it's going to be tough.
Hey, Dee, in what ways did the Olympic experience deepen your relationship with Bron, both on and off the court, just going through that together?
I mean, it was fun. It was good. Me and Bron already have a close relationship, so it's probably the first summer since I've been here that we've been together all summer. Obviously he's always doing his thing, I do mine. We got families in our own lives, and being around each other 6-7 months out of a year already, you kind of need your breaks, for sure. But it was fun to play basketball again. With the season that we had, obviously it was tough just because we felt like we should have won the first series. But to be able to get back on the floor, play with Bron and all the other guys that I was able to play with and win a gold medal, made it a fun summer.
AD, you just touched on it. You know LeBron as well as anybody in this building. What's it been like seeing him and Bronny here today as they kind of start this historic journey together?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's historic. It's powerful. I mean, Bronny's locker is across from mine, so every time I walk in, I see it's just still surreal to me that he, is on the same team as his dad, and I get to be a part of it and witness, each and every practice, each game, each moment that they have for at least this first year. So I can't wait till they step on the floor together, and officially make history. But it's been super dope to watch so far.
Hey, D, good to see you. As accomplished as you've been as a player defensively, what parts of that game do you think you don't get enough appreciation for?
All of it. Every part.
AD, did the Olympic experience give you something new in terms of your perspective and relationship with the game of basketball?
I've always never taken a game of basketball for granted, but being in a situation like that, obviously you never want to take that for granted. I think there's only 12 guys that get selected to play, for USA basketball in the Olympics, and that's every 4 years. So the fact that I was able to do it twice on the Olympic stage, I never take that for granted. Being, given the chance to play with, Bron, KD, Steph. Obviously, they're the older guys, and they're all on their way. I don't want to say on their way out, but heading that way. Who knows if they play in 28? Who knows if they retire before? Like, you just don't know. So, I think the appreciation of just playing, with the greatness of those guys, and that was, the rest of the guys on the team as well. Just got to appreciate that, each and every day.
AD, the load that you carry defensively is as big as anybody in the NBA. You're also expected to do a lot on offense. Where can you use the most help for the team this year, defensively, inside, outside? Where are the places that you're looking to from a defensive standpoint?
From defense?
Yeah. Well, it could be anything because it's both ends, but.
And I just try to do what I can to help the team win. If that's being all over the floor, defensively, guarding 1 through 5, I'll do that. If JJ wants me to play 1 through 5 on offense, I'll do that. I don't try to, especially defensively, I don't try to rely on other guys, especially when it's a one-on-one matchup if I'm guarding the ball. Just because I take so much pride in defense that I don't think anyone should be getting around me, So, but also just knowing that I have guys behind me to help me in the event that does happen. But defensively, I take too much pride in myself on the defensive end to be like, hey, guys, I need y'all help. I try to, guard that, whoever the matchup is, one-on-one. And if they do get by me or, something happens, then obviously the help is there. But, I just want us to be a top 5 team defense this year, and I'll be happy with that.
Awesome. All right. Hey, AD, this is Timothy Foster with News Channel 3 out in the Coachella Valley. We know that your first 2 games are going to be at Acrisure Arena out in the Coachella Valley. What does it mean to you and to the Lakers organization to start your preseason over there, especially that there's a lot of diehard Laker fans that, it might be a little too hard to make it all the way out to LA to watch you guys play. What would you kind of say to that, to those diehard fans and to playing out there? Yeah,
I mean, it's fun. Anytime we get a chance to go, play in another city, another arena that's not in your typical NBA city, it's Laker fans everywhere. So I remember my first year we went to go play in China, and fans everywhere. So that's when I really got the experience of Laker Nation, and to be able to play in Palm Springs where there's a lot of diehard Laker fans, like you said, they might not have opportunity to drive down to LA to watch. It's always fun to go out there and put on a show for them so they can enjoy our season as well.
AD, curious. this stage of your career, you've been through training camps X amount of times, one of the elite players in the league. What are areas still in your game that you're hoping to improve on at this stage of your career? Are there specific things you're looking forward to for this upcoming year for that?
I mean, just everything. Obviously, we have one of the best shooters to ever play in our head coach, JJ. So he's been on me all summer about shooting threes. Even in the Olympics, when I make a three, he'd text me, that's what I want to see, and things like that. So, for him, it's definitely going to be just shooting more threes. But for me, I just try to work on everything. I mean, there's nothing, in my game that I can't polish or touch up. So, when I'm working out, I just try to hit every facet of my game.